Hi all, welcome to Balkan Shipyards. Almost autumn in the Balkans, getting cold with my jacket on. So going down for a quick micro cruise around Greece, beginning of October. That's in about a week and a half from now or something like that. So I'm just setting up the boat and you know, doing up this and that. I'll show you what's going down in this clip. And yeah, getting him ready for Greece. All the best, Balkan Shipyards. Okay, so first we got the fancy bucket. The fancy bucket was full of bricks, and that's to simulate the junk rig, the weight of the rig that hangs off this. I've done this because I found that when I was sailing on the Black Sea, the backstay was loose and it was hanging like this. It was really loose, and basically the whole rig was off the shroud. No problem, but what happened was when I would be shunting, the yard that holds the sail would come down really low, and I'd have to pull on the shroud, raise it so it jumps back up on top of the thing. So basically I tensioned up these guys. Maybe that was like they might have stretched while I was sailing because they brand new lines. So now they pre-stretched and now they're ready to go. So basically I put the weight of the sail over here, and then I set my shroud, I set it, and then I set the lanyards over here. And I set the lanyards, I pull and pull and pull until I have that metal thing just hovering kind of. So the weight of the wind will bring it down. Works really well now. Now shunting is so much easier. Okay, so and then I set this one too, same thing. And basically shrouds are bang on now. I'm really happy. So I've changed to an 8mm line over here just so it's more comfortable. I moved my blocks down. These blocks used to be up here, and I didn't like that, so I moved them lower now. The point of moving them lower is so you get good tension pulling the yard down once this is cleated, versus when it was higher up and there wasn't really nice tension. So I'm happy now with that, and there's much better tension going down, preventing the yard from lifting for once you get backwinded. When I used to get backwinded on my first sail on the lake, by the way, I must say, believe it or not, 4 days, 5 days, I don't remember how many days of Black Sea sailing, hardcore sailing, I never got backwinded once. What a nice boat. Fuck, man. On the lake I got backwinded a couple times. On my first test, that was about a month ago, and what happened was the yard would actually be jumping right up onto the akka. But still, I never lost the mast, nothing came down. But I didn't like the fact that this yard is jumping up onto here. So now it's cool, I'm happy with that. Here's my hatches, okay? I don't know how to do the hinges. I just took a piece of seat belt, bolted it on, 3 more bolts, bunch of screws going straight into the gunnel, and it works really nice. So there you go. Once the hatch is open, I've got this holding it in place. This is the inside of the boat. I've got to put a little bit more paint over here. Okay, that's my compass. I want to have a compass because I like sailing with compasses. I don't use GPSs. I like sailing on the charts and looking on the paper, and so that compass will probably get glued down on with Velcro, have a little line holding it so I don't drop it in the sea, and it will have another Velcro on the other side. So every time you change shunts, you just pull off the compass and glue it back down on the other side, so when you're driving you can see your compass, get the rubber lines the way they should be, and you can see everything properly. Main sheet cleats, main sheet block comes here. Haven't mounted it because I'm going to take the boat to pieces now on the fiberglass at the bottom. taking a couple of days to fiberglass the bottom, and then another couple of days to paint it. Basically, that's done. Bungee cord's working really well. Of course, once I tensioned the backstay again, I had to open this up. This little lashing, that's really tough stuff. That's I don't know what it is. So then I moved it higher. So now it's perfect tension. Yeah, this one's stretched all the way really nicely. Here's my flame hatches. They leak a lot when the waves bash up against here. They manage to bounce in. So I'm going to have to add some rubber something. Do that before we go sailing. Here's my new deck. This is Why Not deck. And so I like using chocks. I really like having chocks, fixing things in place so nothing can wobble sideways. And then I'm going to use cable ties to tie them down in place. This is tough, man. This, I can pick up the whole boat on these two cable ties, really strong. Over there I've got small aluminium angle iron, or whatever you call them, and 2 screws going down into this center acca. There, chocks again. I use PU glue. I really like that stuff. PU glue everywhere, squishing it out, good for me. So basically, this center acca, I had to reinforce it for 2 reasons. First, I kind of got frightened by it, you know. It's like, it's a 2.5 by 10, 2.5 by 10. And I said, I got the weight of the mast on it, the weight of us on top of it. So I added on 50% now onto it, glued and screwed on. So that's a 5 by 2.5 added on. And what it does is, except for adding 50% strength, it gives me a wider base for these deck pieces which are connecting and meeting over here. This is Why Not's old deck. He donated it to Make or Break, and basically this one's screwed into that one and this one's screwed into this one. Really strong, really strong. I mean, I can jump on this. I can jump on this all day long. Very tough. So let's shunt. Don't even have to push the mast anymore. What I do is on the end of this line, and it's there. Much easier once I tensioned the forestay backstay. I got it proper. Everything is synchronized now between the shroud and the stay, and it just all works by itself. Awesome. Finished, done. And really happy. So I got my yard rail. He guides things into place. This is a closer shot of a shunt, and you'll see how it comes home. Home. Now if I just cleat it, and it's done. Really fixed. So that was episode 2016, and I'll tell you guys, yeah, I'm happy with the boat. I'm really happy with the boat. The rig, I think this is the best rig I've had yet on a Proa. My personal experience, and that's what I believe, and that's what I think, and I think it's really important to be able to leave. I think that's the most important thing in sailing. If you can't leave your boat, you will get in trouble. And there's many rigs that will fit a Proa that can be leafed, but nothing will be as cheap, as simple, as stress-free, and as easy to leave as a junk rig. That's what I think. I'm very happy with the performance of the rig. This rig goes to windward very well. I haven't checked it on a compass, but I believe I'm doing between 50 and 55 degrees to the wind. I can sail very, very well to windward. I usually sail to windward. I usually like sailing to windward because so then it's easier to come home. I don't like going off the wind and then wondering how I'm going to get back. So I always, when I'm testing boats, I always go first. I sail into the wind. I'll tell you guys, I mean, what a boat, man. This thing, I was shunting my way out of Sarajevo Bay. Sarajevo Bay is not very wide, and there's all kinds of hazards on the way out and stuff. You got to be careful how you take your way out. Force 4, force 5, wind on the nose, and I'm going out there, piece of cake. I did it many times. I never got backwinded even once on this boat. I got backwinded on the lake when I was testing the boat, but since I've been sailing on the Black Sea, I never got backwinded once. I don't know, it worked out to be pretty flawless. I mean, I think it's to do with the sea, that your sea is way ahead after a shunt, and that kind of holds the boat oriented properly, and no weird things happen and stuff, and I really like it. I mean, like, I'm really pleased with the performance to windward, off-wind sailing. Yeah, there's weather helm, it's hard, but it's a Proa. I mean, all Proas are like this. I'm pleased. All the best, guys. Balkan Shipyards, take care. Next, cruising in Greece. Make or break from Balkan Shipyards.